make sure you apply the -4 to 3. Now, when you do that, don't just put it in your calculator because you're going to get a decimal. So I'm just going to put 3 to the -4 right here. All right, and just leave it like that for right now. Then I'm going to multiply my -4 times 5. That's going to be -20, so I have d to the -20. And then I'm going to do my -4 times -2, and that is going to give me a positive 8. So 8x to the 8th power. And that is all going to be over 4d to the -6, x to the 10th. Okay, so I still have this right here. So 3 to the power of -4. Now, I'm not going to put that in a calculator. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually move that to the denominator along with d to the -20. Okay. Well, I also have a d to the -6 on the bottom, so I'm going to move that to the top. Okay, so if I go over here, I know there's a lot of arrows. That's going to leave me with x to the 8th on top, and then I move the d to the power of 6, so I'm going to have d to the 6th. And then on bottom, I have 3 to the power of 4 times 4 x to the 10th power and d to the 20th power. Okay, now I can finally simplify. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 to the power of 4 in my calculator. All right, and that is going to give me 81. Okay, so that's going to be on bottom. So x to the 8th power, d to the 6th power. So 81 times 4, x to the 10th, d to the 20th. Now I can multiply my 81 times 4. All right, when I do that, I'm going to get 324. All right, so I have 324, x to the 10th, d to the 20th, x to the 8th on top, d to the 6th. And now I'm going to simplify out my x's and the variables of d. So I can take out, I have x to the 10th and 8, or x to the 8th. So when I take that out, it's just going to give me x to the 2nd on the bottom. And if d to the 6th and d to the 20th, I can take out 6 out of both those. And on the bottom, it's going to give me d to the 14th. Okay, so that doesn't leave me with any variable on top. So I'm going to put everything 1 over 324 x to the 2nd, d to the 14th. Okay. This one is going to be a little bit more tricky, but just make sure you follow the steps carefully and follow those exponents, and then especially when you're dealing with the negative exponents. And if you have questions, just make sure you can look at those show example problems, or you can use each other for help.